winning the American Idol experience, you get what they call a dream ticket.
Okay.
And what the dream ticket does, what it used to do is it used to just allow you to skip to the front of the line for a normal audition. But just recently they've changed that, so now it allows you to skip a couple of the earlier rounds of auditions. So you kind of skip some of the long lines and all that. So I knew that I would be going to an actual audition for executive producers, but I didn't know when or where. So the first date that they gave me was Nashville, which was going to be like that week or the following week, so like a week and a half away. And I actually had already had a speaking engagement the day that they had asked me. So I said, you know, is there any possible way that I knew there were a few other ones that they could probably put me on. So, you know, are there any other ones that I could go to? And they said, yeah, you could go to San Francisco on September the 30th. I said, that sounds great. I got there at 7:30 that morning. It was at the Cow Palace in San Francisco, which is like it's a really old arena, like one of the first, you know, real like performing arenas. They were all executive producer auditions, but I went to one first and auditioned for them, and I made it through that one. So they passed me on through that, and that was like the executive producer one, the first executive producer audition. So then I go to the second one. So I sang the country song first, took the advice of the first judges. That's my baby, she's my kind of crazy. And I get done, and they're like, okay, put the guitar down now and do one.
And there's no words for you in any of these, right? Okay,
correct. So I put the guitar down and did Georgia on My Mind, a cappella. Georgia, Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. And after that one, you know, like one of the judges, I think the lady judge that was in there was just like, you know, give us something like, you know, it's pretty competitive this year, like give us something that's a little more, you know, give me something that's gonna like really do it for us. So I was like, perfect, like Ain't No Sunshine, that's like the one that I'm like going all out on. You know, which was funny because the first judges were like, you may want to start with the country song, and now these judges are like, we want more, you know. You know, just different people with different opinions. So I was like, perfect. So I sang Ain't No Sunshine. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. It's not warm when she's away. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She's always gone too long. Anytime she goes away. So it was kind of an interesting experience because this is where I got eliminated. Really throughout that whole audition, I didn't feel like a super good connection with the judges. As far as I'm concerned, I sang it, you know, like exactly like I wanted to. You know, felt really great about it. Had tried to really like connect with them, like eye contact and all that. So the judge sitting on my left was like, sorry, it's a no for me. You know, and it was funny because he was kind of the guy that I was like, he kind of looks like the cool guy that probably, if anyone's going to be on my side, he's going to be my guy. Because the middle judge was kind of like, just had a, you know, he was like wearing glasses and like a hat. He was just kind of like staring at me the whole time. So I'm like, okay, he's going to be the hard one. And then there was a woman in there, so I was kind of trying to connect with her, but I was like, you know, she's going to go either way. She's either going to be like, no, like, you know, not connecting at all, or she's going to probably like love me. So the guy on the left, the guy I thought was going to be my guy, was like, sorry, it's a no for me. That's all he said. I was like, okay, great. So then,
not in the middle of the song.
No, this was after I finished. Right. And you know, in all these auditions, like while I'm singing, they're like talking to each other and stuff, and it was just kind of funny, you know, because you're like, are you guys even like listening?
But you felt good about your performance.
I felt great about it.
You did the best you could.
Yeah, I felt great about it. Had no regrets at all. So then the lady was like, you know, it wasn't quite where I wanted it to be, you know. sorry, it's no for me too. So I was like, okay, great. Like the guy in the middle that's probably like the hardest one is going to be the only guy that can save me. And he was basically like, look, the competition's really tough this year, and so unfortunately it's a no for me too. And so I was like, okay, like, thank y'all, I really appreciate it, and then I walked out. Before I ever went out there, my whole mindset on it was that, the Lord had a plan for it, and that was my whole perspective going from the beginning. And yeah, I wanted to make it through, of course, but I knew that there was a plan for it, and I was going to do the best I could. And if it was meant to be for me to make it through that, then it was going to happen. And I really believed that. And even as I was praying about it ahead of time, I'm just saying, like, Lord, I would love to have that opportunity, but I know that you have a plan for it, and if that's for me to not make it through, then I accept that, and I know that there's something better, or there's another way you want me to have the opportunity to perform, and I'm okay with that. One thing I posted on Facebook when I was just kind of summing it all up for people, Garth Brooks has that song, I think it's called Unanswered Prayers. And the end of that chorus is, just because he may not answer doesn't mean he doesn't care. Some of God's greatest gifts are unanswered prayers, and I believe in that, and I don't know that you would necessarily call this an unanswered prayer, because I think there was an answer to it. It wasn't necessarily what I wanted it to be at the time, but I believe firmly that there's a reason that things happen the way they do. 'Cause ain't no sunshine when she's gone. There ain't no sunshine when she's gone.